Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody had a great Christmas and New Year's. So in today's video, I'll be talking a little bit about coral snow and what it is. So calcium carbonate, I guess, is the scientific stuff. But basically you're supposed to mix it with RODI water and it kind of creates this milky like liquid, which kind of looks like this. And you kind of just dose it into your tank after doing maintenance or so, or blowing off your rocks. And it works by basically binding together particles, from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong. And that's supposed to help with water clarity, because after doing so, your mechanical filtration, such as your socks or sponges, whatever you use, is supposed to have an easier time taking out those particles, those binded particles. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so next part with the coral snow. So there's a really good read out there on Redsea Reefer. I'm gonna go ahead and link that, and I think the guy who made that post also made a video. But he kind of goes in depth about like creating the solution. So I think it's like for 500 milliliters, which is about this bottle, use about like 450 RODI and 10, if I remember right, 10 tablespoons of the calcium carbonate, which I only use around 5 because I just felt like 10 was overkill. So you guys can follow that one, or just kind of, I think honestly, he said it's like impossible to, I'm gonna say, overdose. So I guess as long as you're getting enough of your tank covered in this stuff, I think you'll be alright. But you should definitely give it a read before you try it. I don't want to spread misinformation, so yeah, just do your research. And I pretty much followed the formula with just a hint of using less of the powder stuff. So I kind of quickly went in and basted off my rocks a little bit, so you can kind of see some stuff flying. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how much I put in. So before you start, turn off your return pump. You can have the pumps inside your tank on, which is like what you want, but you just want to turn off your return for like an hour or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pouring some in, and that about does it for my tank. So it is a little bit cloudy, and the fish will freak out a little bit, which is like normal, and they're kind of just hanging out. I think they're kind of used to it by now, but your fish might freak out a little bit at first. This does look a little light, so I'm gonna pour a little bit more in. So I kind of just pour it to where I can kind of faintly see the corals through the like fog, I want to say. So you just let this run for a little bit, around, I usually do like 30 minutes to an hour, and afterwards you just turn on your return, and everything should be normal within 2 or 3 hours, I wouldn't say.
Alright, so this next piece, I'm talking about the biggest challenges I have with coral snow, and I just couldn't put my thoughts into words at this time I was recording, but in hindsight now, looking back, I wanted to just do a voiceover to kind of explain my thoughts a little better. So I was trying to point out that I think the hardest part about doing coral snow and this dosing is that, yes, one piece of it is to just kind of mix up this liquid and dose it, right? But I think the most important part that I see really few people talk about is, in order for this stuff to work at its best and be like 100% efficient, you have to nail your flow down. So like without the flow inside your tank to bring this even to like the return and the mechanical filtration, it would not be as good. Like say my flow is not optimized and I can only bring about half of this stuff to the sump and to get filtered out. Well, somebody who has better flow design can definitely get a lot more out of coral snow than me, because my flow is not as efficient, and I think that's still one of the biggest struggles I have in my reef tank.
Alright, so before going more in depth about that stuff, I wanted to give a little quick update on the reef tank. So I was gone for Christmas, and my girlfriend fed my tank for about like a week or so, I want to say, with an auto fish feeder. So every year when I leave, when I come back, it's always a mess, and it was a little bit the same this year. Thankfully one of my pumps didn't die this year, which was good news. But the bad news was I did get hella bubble algae again, which is a pain. And you can probably see it very vaguely like on the rocks, a lot over there that I didn't get to clean up. So I probably took out about half of it with just going in there and digging it up. But yeah, just don't judge. And even my sand bed looks like shit now, so yeah. But let's dive into the corals. So clown's still in this little left side of the tank. Gonies are doing really good. Algae still slowly dying off. I'm not sure what I'll do about the algae. I might try it in the little nano tank. I'm not too sure what's causing it to like bleach up really bad, so I'll have to look into that. I did pick up this new Goni. I don't know if I showed you guys in the last video. It's more like green and blue and supposedly more long tentacled, so I'm gonna give that one a little more time to kind of fluff up like this one. I think it gets a little bit longer than this one. It's just kind of new, so compared to these like shorter tentacle Gonis. Moving over here to the left, torch is still about the same, about 4 heads. It's starting to fluff up a little bit after splitting, so that's good. Forest Fire Digi, not much progress. I can see it encrusting and growing vertically, and I think it also has a new like branch, so it's like forking now. I think it didn't have that last time. Oregon Blue Tort still basing. Miyagi Tort, I believe, is growing at the sides, which is really good. I can see new growth around the base, but the color is not where I want it. And I'm not too sure if that's because I don't have a lot of whites, but I did up my whites a little bit, so hopefully it colors up. I still have that torch in the back. It's kind of just on one of those little suction cups. I did get some singles from Rhino's Reef. He does some awesome 3D prints, and so I picked up 2 of those. So I'm hoping to use one for the torch in the back and probably one on the right side over here near my acros for probably another acro, to be honest. So now that we're here on the right side, might as well talk about the acros. So Pikachu has been doing really great for me, I'm not gonna lie. It's been encrusting aggressively. Sadly, while I was doing maintenance, I actually knocked off a frag of it, or like a little piece of it. So kind of like lost a good, I'll say a little bit closer to 1 inch of it, but I'm confident I'll recover in no time. PC Rainbow is still doing okay. I do see some signs of like, I think the acro eating flatworms may still be here. For some reason, like they're like gone, and then I see like one acro doing really bad, then I get about 2 weeks, so I'm guessing something related to the eggs where they hatch, so I'm gonna have to dip that one to just do a check. But this guy has recovered from the acro eating flatworms, but I guess maybe this guy just got infected. Goldenrod coloring up really nice for me. Still a ton of shading, and I think I just have to do a better job at like mounting the AliExpress bar more of an angle. So I just need to go buy better, like I guess, screws and test and play around with that. I did move the other Oregon Blue Tort, supposedly with the green, to this side of the tank. If you remember, it was like right in the middle, but I think it just wasn't getting enough flow, so it wasn't doing as well. So I did move it over here. So hopefully that starts doing a lot better. Sorry, I can't get the camera to focus really good. But yeah, so that one in the back. I think this is the Red Dragon, Smooth Skin Acro. I think it has grown a little bit. I wouldn't say too much. It looks like a little branch is hanging off. I guess something happened, but so that one's growing, and at least it's not dying on me. Purple Monster is doing really well here. Have a random chalice that I'll probably just sell off. My Forest Fire Digi used to be on this side. I broke it off, but I guess it left a little piece, so it's starting to grow here, which is nice. Torch is doing good. If you guys recalled, I also had a huge elegance core right here. I finally sold it, like I said, just yesterday actually. So I sold that guy off for about like 100. Mushrooms are growing, a ton of babies too. So mushrooms haven't been doing well inside my tank, and I kind of did research on the ICP and aluminum. So softies don't do well with high aluminum, so I'm guessing that's why my mushrooms haven't been doing really well inside this tank. So once I figure out that problem, Hopefully these will grow better. Someone in the comments did mention in the last video that they were using Aquaforest products also. I think he was using their salt though, which I'm not using. I'm using Redsea Blue Bucket, but I am using the Aquaforest dosing, so I'm not sure that has anything to do with it, the 1, 2, and 3 component. So yeah, hopefully these will do better in the future, because this is like the first time they're like growing. I'm not gonna say growing, but I'm gonna say multiplying, but there hasn't been much growth in them. So like that tiny baby one's has always been that size. The mother's been about that size and used to be more yellow back in the day. So Zoas are doing really good. I actually took a frag off right here and sold it to somebody. AOI is growing a little slower than these. I think these are called the Sakura Sunrise. Really nice. AOI is a little bit more slow, which is expected, but yeah. Moving on to the hammers. So ever since I got the magnesium up a lot higher, these have looked a lot better. So my bicolor like OG hammers have finally kind of starting to look like their old selves. Still a little skinny, but hopefully with time it kind of fans up again. One thing I do have a problem with is this bubble algae starting to grow like between the heads. So it's kind of like a pain to get rid of it, and I actually damaged some of the heads. Some of the smaller ones behind this gold one that started to die off, and I don't know if it's related to algae or if it just wasn't doing well in the first place, because I did get this one as like a recovery hammer from somebody locally and it was really cheap, so I picked it off. So thankfully the big heads are still doing good. The little ones kind of died off a little bit. The colors are coming back into the hammers, I would say. So I think it was magnesium, and I started dosing a little bit of nitrate. So I'm using Neo Nitro, I believe, to just up my nitrate a bit, since my phosphate and nitrate were both like bottomed out. So yeah, that's about a quick update. And then the fish are also here. Everybody is doing really well, including the fox face I had for about like a month or two now. One fish that actually has not been doing well is this Tomini Tang. I'm starting to notice a little bit of what I believe is HLLE on its like face. So I see like little, the best way I can describe it is kind of like coralline algae on its face. Like that's the best way I can describe it. But I did some research. Some claims are that running carbon and not properly kind of cleaning off the carbon before you start using it could be an effect. So I stopped carbon dosing, or not dosing, sorry. I stopped using my carbon reactor and have elected to try to just feed them more and get them healthier. So I'll give a few updates probably in the future about that. So hopefully he pulls through. Other than that, he seems okay. I don't think he's like borderline dying or anything. So I think that's about it. So moving on to the next.
Alright, so my Tang kind of comes by here and you can see what I was talking about with the HLLE correction. I think I said HLEE. But yeah, so that kind of wraps up my thoughts on coral snow and why I think flow probably plays a bigger part in that. Just because if your flow is not good, things probably just settle back on the sandbed and the rocks. But yeah, a little quick update on the reef. Hope everybody's doing well. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next time with my nano tank. Peace.